Internet. Hello there, YouTube. The last video ended on a desperately sad note. It was tragic. It has been amended. We are back exactly where we were. Slightly different gear because, well, you know, I can't force the game to give me stuff that dropped prior to it crashing.
I require more energy for that.
Oh, actually, something cool that did drop was this, which is actually a pretty good unique, mainly for the immune to slow. But it's one of those things like you wouldn't put it on most of the time because not a lot of stuff really slows you in the game. But you know, if you had it for like the boss fight with Mikhail or kind of get past that. You know, getting past hounds. Yeah, we got our charge.
There is nothing better than victory.
And now we're just like a nice, cool level 30 here. Get that up, get that up. Like, we're still gonna buy our respec, so I'm not too stressed about, like, you know, it's kind of a point here, point there, point everywhere. We don't really need to min-max to push through this content, so you know, I can live with it being messy. And it's so sad that we had that just break in the fun last time with the game crashing. Really sad. Because, you know, I was just having a blast, like talking about how different melee in this game feels to, say, Diablo 2, where you just feel like weak and slow and you know, you just don't feel like tanky enough for what you have to do, like for the things that you have to kind of
Cannot be beaten.
charge face first into. You don't feel tanky, but you know, that's part of the fun of Diablo is. I think I've described it before as saying, in Diablo you have this puzzle where, when it comes to like your gear and your build and everything else, and if you do everything right and you know you put good stuff on and your build is tight and efficient and you know you spec into like a reasonable number of skills, blah 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 blah, like then let's say out of 5 things it feels like you need to be strong, you maybe can get like 3. Like you just don't have space in your build tree and on your you know, if you dilute too much because you need a certain amount of you know, focus in your abilities, like that's one of the things you need to feel strong. Is like a focused build that specs into synergies and so on. So yeah, this is the boss fight here. A little bit dangerous because one of them has some pretty hard CC, but we're just gonna try to like smash it all with our ult. So we should one-shot these guys with Unbreakable and it's broken. Left. That was the boss fight. Solo is one of the tougher boss fights in the game because Iceman can just hard freeze you and everyone else just wails on you while you can't even move. And we just absolutely whomped it with resources to spare. And as I say, this is just Colossus just having a nice redemption arc here. Just kind of flexing the power of his abilities, really. Like, how can he be a weak character if he goes through the game solo?
Hi again. What can I
This
get
easily.
you?
Yeah, so that's cool,
It's all in excellent condition.
but we're not going to use it. The web slinger, I mean. This could honestly be worth keeping. Très fabulous. Oh, okay, so now we're going to get like a really fat power spike because... Yeah, we're going to put all this stuff on. And this may actually be better than this to some extent. Just for like, you know, it still has damage and it has immune to slow, which is really good, but who knows. And I'll probably get the respec now.
Hi again. What can I get you?
And
I guarantee all of it, 100%.
yeah, that's probably going to be our last bonus skill, but that's fine. We were expecting this. So, just going to pop 1 point in these. 1 point. We max this one. Max this one. Max this one. And 1 point in block for some utility. A few points in here. Maybe the second point in might. Like, we can afford to kind of throw a couple of points around without worrying too much. And now it's like, yeah, I could put some points in Steel Skin. But, you know, I also want to save points to be able to hit all of these abilities at the same time. I can still buy another respec. So if I were to put, say, like, you know, 5 points in Steel Skin and then I just feel like it's not really helping me out much, I can still get another respec. What I'm really looking for at this point is to just have like a nice sort of comfortable build. So yeah, why not? Alright, let's try it with just that many. We'll hold back 6 skill points. It's just nice to have that small buffer on your health. When you go in with the charge. So I need to talk to Vindicator, I think, and then we get a prompt about...
I can't thank you enough. Will you have come?
The team
Yeah,
has
there's
truly...
Professor X. So. Oh, why am I going the wrong way? So this next mission, it's a bit of a long one.
I just received news. Emma's disc to reach...
And
I look forward...
this one has a lot of tough
Which
combat,
mission briefing would...
but as long as you're not, like, as long as you can survive being burst down,
Emma, can you broadcast to everyone here?
you're fine. Like, there's nothing that's gonna, like, one-shot you or just instantly delete you. So I'm pretty comfy with this. And this is the last mission of this act, also the longest, so... Gotta strap in. Also has the best music. So
Watch yourself. This place.
About time, you people. I grew tired. You'll do no. Yes.
Blasphemers, you are fight.
yeah, so there are hounds here, so the Belt of Eunice could actually be like kind of clutch. But look, I've got it on me if the hounds keep bugging me. I don't think they're gonna bug me now that I've got charge. Because this ability is so strong, it just trivializes like every melee encounter.
Amazing. You see.
I enjoy this very much.
See, we just let them move too fast for them to really hurt us. This ability makes me think of like how good Whirlwind used to feel in Diablo, where you're just kind of like tearing straight through mobs. There is an elite warrior somewhere. Where the heck did he go? Did we actually just kill him that fast? And yeah, this ability is so juicy for just like smashing up all the terrain. See what I mean about the epic music though?
You fought well. I require more energy for that.
So like the ability to just run straight through that guy, well you can't quite run through him because he has a combo, but if you angle him, you can get past him and just deal with the dog behind him, because the dog is still a threat. Because what the dog will do is the dog will stop dealing with that guy's shield, so now he'll just get the way on you for free. Oh, now we've got 4 tokens. It's just like those guys with their little, you know, axe thingies, they can do a lot of damage. I can't believe I used Unbreakable like right before swapping, because you lose your buff.
I cannot be beaten.
Not that I needed that badly, like
I lack the power to
I
do
kind of regret putting those points in Steel Skin, but as I said, I can easily get enough of this spec, and it's literally just like me testing it out as a quality of life thing. But yeah, if you don't want to use the extreme on this guy, like it does definitely help when you're charging through mobs.
Ha! I enjoy this very much.
I mean, look at that. They just... No need for buffs. We could happily just double our damage here. Yeah, so there's jerks around that can resurrect those guys.
Where is my next opponent?
That's a lot of dogs. Let's just get rid of the dogs.
Are you all right?
You should use to a chunky. But you see what I mean by like this area having a lot of you know, I wouldn't say difficult combats, but difficult in the sense that like you're gonna take hits, you're gonna get beaten up.
Where is my next opponent?
But it's like just the mobility to like dive these guys, but also like, you know, to know if you want, you can just turn around and leave, and it's very hard for anything to stop you. Like you dive in, you dive out. Like this ability is so fun. Like I say, it's everything you want. It's an engagement tool. It's a disengagement tool.
You are understood. Not.
You know, it's a damage tool. It's a CC tool. its mobility. It's definitely one of those abilities where it's like, maybe you just weren't even having fun with the game until you started messing with it.
I am mighty.
Like, I can
am
very easily
Colossus.
see someone not thinking Colossus is very good if they didn't, like, lean into using the charge. But I also find that strange, because, like, the charge is on Juggernaut as well, and it's amazing on him, too. And Rogue has a similar ability. I don't think it's as good. Fighting on stairs in this game is really obnoxious, but you can always just move off them. Let's grab some... Hold on, did I actually upgrade? Yeah, I did. Alright. Yeah, no, alright. Huge. It would be good if I had a level 30 belt. Like a level 30 damage belt, I mean. So this we're not necessarily going to max, but we're not going to leave it at one skill point either.
I am.
Could you possibly make... I've just... And that's... No offense.
Now look at the energy recharge now. Like, it's actually quite good. And we just, like, seeing how the mobs are getting denser, and if I just, like, wipe a screen with demolition, I pretty much get the extreme tokens back to just use it again. Dealing with them upstairs is so
You
frustrating.
fought well.
And then having to go back because they drop gear. Like, with their last ounce of strength, they should, like, throw the gear at me. Just be polite. But yeah, like, I'm putting points in, like, quality of life skills and just dicking around. You know, this guy isn't just strong, he's overpowered. Like, if you just press your buttons, you basically can't lose a combat in this game. Like, these hounds, these are some of the most dangerous enemies in the game.
There is nothing better than victory.
So this would have actually been a really good time to use demolition in. Just one-shot everything. All at the same time. But it's nice sometimes to just have, like, an objective, because this can say it lasts, you know, 20 seconds or 47 seconds or whatever. That means nothing. How many like, how long does that feel in game? My breath, you know what I'm saying?
Where is my next opponent?
What's this guy's combo shield? Oh, did we just break through it? Okay. But yeah, see, it's been a struggle till now. Now that we've got the charge, we just, like, our shit's just activated. Like, damage does get more nasty as the game goes on, and you can die. Much of, like, your invincibility comes down to managing this. So knowing which fights are likely to, like, repay the ult charge you spend to win them.
You fought well.
And you know, it's just a lot of like safe engages like that with charge, spending a lot of energy as well. That's the price. You can't have the power like for actually like for nothing. And all the strong characters in this game, you know, maintaining like a positive energy economy is not something you can just. Probably the best for it is like maybe Toad, maybe well, Iron Man, because he's so broken with motion. You know, he just like casts 2 or 3 abilities and just completely wipes them. And they can be like level 1 abilities, so the mana cost of them is like trivially small.
Where is my next opponent?
But yeah, just a lot of combat in here. Smashing your way through tanky, relatively hard-hitting enemies. We don't really notice how hard hitting it goes. We literally actually do just run like a car.
Where is my next opponent?
Damn, they survived. Ooh, tangy boys. Alright, let's take a look at this. The gloves will not be easy to replace. Yeah, that's not going to replace them. Gear at this point is going to get a little bit tricky to replace, but at the same time, those like fabulous gloves, you finish the game with them, they're fine. Oh, that's right, come back there.
You fought well.
Oh, I saw fabulous. Huge upgrade. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit sucky to lose the electrical damage. It's nice to have 2 different types, but the physical damage will more than make up for it. Like, just see how much damage even just the punches do now. I remember, like, I have buttons that just double the damage for like half a minute and make me invincible.
I am mighty.
So like, I didn't like the look of those auras. That's a great position. Just clean it out. Now we go back to that door. And this is where the charge is just like even more, you know, chef's kiss is like, you know, moving around in this place just kind of sucks. But look at this, we just like, yeah, use a lot of energy doing it, but we have the resources. We have the technology.
You fought well.
I actually got very little energy right now. Chuck this on the altar and then pop back into town.
Oh, you.
Refill our pots. Now I think it's this way. A number of times I'll just go the wrong way here and then, you know, get all the way back to the start and be like, this is why mobility is so nice to have. I always get the side that forges on messed up. But you can see though, we're just cruising through. Like,
Hi again.
there
What
are
can I get
dangerous
you?
areas coming up, and but as I say, most of the challenge now.
It's all in excellent condition.
Revolves around like just using our abilities, not being like super stingy with them, because that can get me killed easily. Because what will happen is, towards the last couple of acts, particularly the New York, so the last two acts coming up, what happens is like the burst gets strong enough that like you don't necessarily have time to kind of like go in, go ooh, 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 and then sort of like come out and think about it, you know. Like you have to react. Ideally you want to be like pre-buffing to take on the really bursty stuff. So you kind of got to know what it looks like, which is it's like pretty obvious. It's like big auras and just recognizing which enemy types do a lot of damage, which is just you know,
You fought well.
noticing how much your health bar goes down when you fight them and they're unbuffed. Yeah, look at this. We just
I am stronger than ever.
literal, like, actually like a hot knife through butter. Where were you going? And I've said it before, like, I genuinely feel like statting in this game is like a pleasure compared to statting in Diablo. Like, statting in Diablo does not feel fun for me. Like, statting in Diablo is about either like just, you know, jumping through an arbitrary hoop to be allowed to equip things you want to equip, or it's kind of about ensuring against failure as opposed to chose to run away at
I
exactly the
cannot
correct
be
time.
beaten.
But yeah, so in Diablo, like particularly in Hell, your builds and everything feel more like they have to like ensure against failure, which mostly means like dealing with the really unfair systems in the game, which there's nothing wrong with those systems being unfair. But in many cases they limit your options so much that, like, you know, a huge chunk of your gearing puzzle, for example, is literally just how can I get my resistances to not suck, so that I don't get like absolutely, you know, beaten to a pulp in every fight. And then it's like, but in this game, it feels like well, no, in solo, I feel like even in a solo match, like you definitely build to ensure against failure, but you also have space to kind of build a little bit for fun on the stronger characters. You know, we've just got like 15 skill points floating around. You just put some, like I have points in Steel Skin, which is considered to be like one of the worst abilities in the game, and numerically it's pretty bad. But, you know, just put whatever you want. Like if there's another attack skill that you like and want to chuck a few points into.
Go no further.
Go no further. Go no fuckers. I hate these, like... They're nowhere near as bad as those other guys, but they are grubby little ankle biters.
You fought well.
You know, I've got ult. I have so much ult that I'm not even gonna, like, I don't need to clear space. I'm not afraid of them trying to take my space away. Yeah, if they want to be like, hey look, now we're gonna swarm you, I'm like, thank you, I get to kill you all at once.
You fought well.
This is what I mean when I say, like, if you actually press your buttons, like, you just... There's so much power in your buttons. Although, I feel like a good challenge run for this game would be, like, a punch only. Because it is doable, there are characters that can, like, buff their punch damage. Mostly Deadpool.
I am mighty.
Well, okay, if you did a punch only as, like, Jean or Storm or Pyro or Sunfire or even Iceman, it kind of ceases to be a challenge because they can amp their physical damage into like elemental damage to like a crazy extent, to the point where like all melee builds for them are like, you know, it's their best DPS. Yeah, so we kind of just want to like snipe them.
I have failed the master.
And like if these, you know, waffles
I enjoy this very much.
want to line up like that, then solo game. But yeah, if they want to actually like come at us in some kind of numbers, stop just kind of trying to ankle bite us, then so much the better. Cause see, we just fill up our ult stuff by like cracking barrels if we need to.
I am mighty. I am Colossus.
But see how good it is to have demolition and unbreakable. Like, you can always say like, oh, you only really need unbreakable because unbreakable turns you into a room clearer, but there's utility in just shutting everything down. You know, one-shotting an entire screen full of enemies at the same time, you know, because you have these jerks, for example, who resurrect.
Ha! I enjoy this very much.
I also enjoy this very much. I will probably get rid of those points in Steel Skim when I get my next respec, but I am actually kind of low on credits because I was under-leveled. Coming in here, and I kind of bought a bunch of points at this point because of all the mess with the technical difficulties and losing progress and so on. Yeah, okay, we just... He can like follow us if he wants. Always nice to see a qualifying exam, free skill point.
I cannot be beaten.
Get out of here. Gotta resurrect a guy somewhere around here pulling some like cheeky sightline shenanigans. But yeah, let these guys.
I am mighty. I am
That's what we want.
Colossus.
We use less energy to kill them.
Sometimes I forget how strong I am.
Straight to the wall. But like, look how positive the ult economy is, because your ult just does so much work for you when you press the button. So I can tell you why Rogue's ult sucks in comparison. Because Rogue has problems with energy economy. Her ult kind of solves that because her ult like energy leeches basically. So the idea is like you go into a room, you beat everything up.
I am
like,
Colossus.
you spam your powers until you kind of run out of energy, and then you ult to get all your energy back. And
Go no further.
Are you all right?
and then you know you kind of go back at it. But the reality is,
I lack the power to do that.
the damage on the ult just doesn't scale as well as demolition. She does have another ult that allows her to become invincible, and it lasts for about as long as Unbreakable, but it doesn't double your damage. So it's just flatly not as good. And it costs more skill
I
points
require more energy for
to
that.
max.
I am mighty. I am Colossus.
This one's tough.
Sometimes I forget how strong I am.
Well,
Curse you.
yeah, because this jerk-ass was like hiding, they got to, there's a couple. So like that's the real value of demolition, like not having to do something around.
I am mighty. I am Colossus.
Chasing enemies that res. Freaking epic music in this particular mission.
I require more energy for that.
They're so annoying. Like, where did they even come from? They must have come.
I am mighty. I am Colossus.
But yeah, any actual energy economy is not the best, but I genuinely do not care about having to go back to town every few minutes. Just a few minutes, but having to go back to town every now and then to get a stack of energy pods if the clear speed is quick.
I enjoy this very good thing.
And if that damage is good, there's two of those jerks in that corner there.
Congratulations.
Epic music.
Seize the non-believers!
Seize the non-believer. I don't like that the charge can't like one-shot them. Makes me a little bit sad, but it's fine. It's fine. Alright, this area. I should have waited to get a flyer to get an EXP reward, but it's fine. We can get that before leaving. Ugh, I keep going to freaking Heather instead of Forge.
Hi again. What can I get you? I guarantee all of it, 100%.
So he's got some like high level damage gear like this, which is like a level 40 piece. I don't think there's much point buying that because I think that by the time I can equip it, I'll have found something as good or better. Like, I'm pretty happy to kind of just trust to what drops now, equipment wise. You don't need amazing equipment to finish this game, you just need damage gear, and for it to be like
You're
not,
a
you know,
believer.
2x old.
You fought well. Need a break, or did I just give you one? Need a break, or did I just give you one?
Needed that joke.
Ha! I enjoy this very much.
Bro. So this area here, just kind of go around the outside. There'll be a bit of a scrap in the middle here. This is kind of dangerous. So let's just make a bit of space to deal with this guy.
There is nothing better than victory. Need a break, or did I just give you one?
Set. You always want to isolate fights with hounds if you can. The slow is just too dangerous. Although, I mean, I could put the Belt of Eunice on, but it just... Here's the reality. You're not always going to have the Belt of Eunice. 26 versus 22. Yeah. Anyway, you're not always going to have the belt of Eunice, so it's best to, you know, just get comfortable dealing with that stuff without the kind of like easy gear-based solution if there's no way to actually like farm that or get it easily.
Let us fear. It's high priest. I cannot be beaten.
I actually like a hot knife through Vado here. Yeah, so we just gotta find the fakes. I want to take a look at this rare. Oh, what a sad rare. I had pretty decent luck with rares thus far. You gotta get the bad ones to get the good ones. Yeah, we break this thing in the middle here.
You'll go no further.
Just clean out the space so we can deal with this hound.
You fought well.
Beg forgiveness, Apocalypse.
You know, the last thing you want is like a hound that has a shield that makes them like invincible, so you can't quickly banish the hound to remove the CC threat that they present. And then there's a bunch of enemies, so if you do get slowed, like they're just going to dogpile you and do a lot of burst. You know, it's like one or the other has to go, but you can't instantly delete the hound because it has a combo shield, so you have to use a big AoE to quickly delete all the monsters around the hound. Now the hound's isolated and you can deal with it. And yeah, I will want a flyer to grab something behind one of these areas and also to grab me a bit of EXP. So we'll clear this area first. Well, not clear it, but find the artifact. Sometimes you have to just go.
You're not a believer.
Need a break? Or did I just give you one? I enjoy this very much.
Yeah, there we go. So you can keep going around this area if you want, just like clear it out for the EXP. Ultimately, up to you. Now, I want to get back in that room I was in because I think there's a data disk or something if you fly across this pit. So grab a flyer. Is it this pit? Oh, one way to find out. Plenty of health pots, plenty of mana pots. Nothing else needed here apart from to just quickly grab
Magneto.
our boy Master Magnetism. Magneto is another one I hugely recommend. Like, so both Magneto and Colossus like struggle at the start, but Magneto at least has range advantage, so he's not as hard to play as Colossus is through those like first couple of dungeons with all the bugs. Magneto can struggle in a slightly later dungeon because of a type of bug that's like just really resistant to the damage he does. And his ability that he kind of uses to start with is this, which can like, it can ragdoll enemies and then like throw them into each other, so it gives you a little bit of like not AoE, but you know, you can hit more than one enemy at a time at least. And it gives you a little bit of like CC by like ragdolling them, throwing them back, stunning them by like whacking them into each other, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, so we fly up here. Oh, I must have missed a homing beacon because normally you get EXP here, but that's fine. Alright, now I need to just kind of chuck Magneto back into that pit. Little bit disrespectful, but you know.
Xavier, carry on without me.
Having this for mobility is so good. Alright, hold on. No, it's not them. I want to... Yeah, there should be like an exit. Here it is. So first we take the portal, chunk that,
This is becoming erratic.
and then
Seize the non-believers.
we go through this little entrance. I'm kind of avoiding some fights because, like, our shit is online now. We do not need to, like, scrape for power or power level or anything.
I enjoy this very much.
Let me pass. And we are pretty much done in here now. Did I do this area? Yeah, I did this area. Okay, so... Okay, so it's this area. Trying to remember this area. Oh, okay.
I
know.
cannot be beaten.
With these destructive moves. Oh my gosh, did that guy have iframes running or something? Because he genuinely took no damage from that ult. So mental resistance are always going to be really tough to us because I've given a decent amount of focus, and focus gives you a lot of like bonus mental damage.
Priests, defend me.
But we're also kind of specking away from that now and
I am
leaning harder
mighty.
into the
I am
physical
colossal.
damage with the strike. And the resurrectors are kind of annoying, but it's fine. You just gotta focus them down a little bit better. The smasher-able environments are such a fun component.
Where is my next opponent?
Flee while you can.
Yeah, I'm really just not using the iron skins, which suggests that it's not giving me much value.
I cannot be
Either that or it's
beaten.
just not worth the time and energy it takes to continually be recasting it to absorb like 1 or 2 hits. So we can definitely put those skill boosts to better use somewhere else. Just want these hounds gone. Being able to just say that, like, oh okay, I just want these hounds gone, is, you know, if you've ever played a game like this, you know what it's like when you play a character and you can't just make that decision. You know, they're like, oh god, there's so many hounds, I don't have the damage for this.
You have no hope of escape.
You fought well.
A little bit tragic that I can't quite one-shot the dogs.
Crush them.
There is nothing
You probably don't want to
better
fight
than victory.
next to like a bottomless pit. But see how the charges are disengage as well. Like that's what makes it so good. It's the fact that it just bullies everything out of your way. So even if it doesn't kill it, you can't get like body block, cut off, and so on. And it's like, I understand there's skill expression in avoiding being body blocked and cut off and kiting around enemies and so on.
You fought
So
well.
form a nice, neat, orderly line. Yeah, as I say, there's obviously value in being able to do those things. There's nothing wrong with the game presenting these challenges. But if you don't give melee characters tools to address those challenges,
Halt, black.
it's going to punish them so much worse, and it's going to feel so bad.
I cannot be beaten.
When I say tools, I mean like, you know, if you can say that like by virtue of the way the game functions, I don't know, I literally wasn't even looking at that until it went off. But if you can say by virtue of the way the game functions that, you know, having to consistently like run into things, I actually use Unbreakable there, but that's fine. The job is done either way. But yeah. So if you can say that having to like run directly into your problems is often the worst way to approach them, or that it limits your tactical options or whatever, that just like it's a disadvantage to have to run into things
You will never
and like face tank and brawl it out with them.
You fought
So
well.
if that's the case and it is a disadvantage, then like characters that need to run into things to deal with them, like to do damage or whatever, oh wait, hold on, yeah, we don't want to go there. Actually, yes we do. I think this will unlock the boss arena now. But yeah, then they should be given more power with which to do that. And it's like, if that makes melee characters kind of like the brain dead, you know, no skill characters, you know, so be it. It's fine. But you know, it's one of those things where it's like, if they're going to ask you to yeah, I probably should have portaled. I mean, hold on, I can. Oh, wait. Now I have to run all the freaking way back to take the portal. But yeah, so if they're gonna ask you to like run headfirst into all your problems, you know, they have to give you the tools to deal with that. And you know, one of those problems can be like just not being able to make space. You know, enemies just taking a lot of space. And now it's like you're getting body blocked. And either you can like, can you just kill those enemies, or is the game, you know, does the game have a lower time to kill or whatever? You know.
There's a lot to choose from, huh?
Très fabuleuse. Oh, you bought. Yeah, I could go in there for like, but I'm not gonna get a level out of it, so we'll do that later. If I can finish up this act, which we're about to, I shall feel that my honor is redeemed. But yeah, as I say, you need to give melee characters more power. And that's kind of the problem when you look at something like Diablo 2, is they don't have more power, they have less power. Like maybe with like really amazing gear. So pop this just to like... This is just a bit of an annoying fight because their beams and stuff have a lot of CC. Kill this chump.
Destroy.
Look at those chunks.
Where is my next opponent?
You know, you just do not want the power. But we still have, we still had damage.
Right.
Unbreak. Just get it back. And we just go back to waylaid on this guy.
Give me your pitiful energy.
I require more energy with it.
And we kill the last one of these. Grab this, and let's go for like a stylish finish with a wombo combo. See how much damage this does. Chunk.
I am mighty. I am colossal.
Like, that's a boss fight. Like, act boss. We would, like, you know, the worst thing that happened was like I didn't want to use extreme tokens killing the steppard cuckoos, so they kind of like bounced me around a little bit with CC. It was inconvenient, but it wasn't dangerous, and we could have turned the danger off at any time by just using another one of those tokens. We finished the fight with more than we needed.
Good job at the mad
This guy
Dragon.
is so strong, it does my head in
look
that
forward.
like anyone could, you know, say he's weak. He's not just strong, but he's fun to play. That's the coolest part. But like honestly, Rogue is fun to play too. I don't think her charge is good, and Juggernaut is really fun as well. Yeah, these guys are going to be like high level jerks.
Where is my next opponent?
The worst kind of jerks that can resurrect each other. So the next act, we're coming into the two most dangerous acts. The next one, more so for like dangerous ranged enemies and just general burst with a lot of like CC mixed in.
Death to the heretic. I cannot be beaten.
You know what? Just sleep. Yeah, look at the ult economy. Like, we've just already got another one, and then we just break a couple of boxes, and we pretty much get that back. But yeah, Rogue is also fun, but Rogue is much more fun on a team. At least in my opinion. Like some of her better abilities are just like buffs for the team.
Hi again. What can I get for you?
Yeah, so this is Act 3 done, and I feel like, honestly, combat-wise, just because this is the act where our abilities really came online, this has been the easiest. The hardest has been Act 1, but the combat will get more difficult because there's going to be a lot more spread out ranged enemies in
Good
this
job
next
at
act,
the
and
man.
that's going to be dangerous. Uh-oh. Yeah, please don't freeze game. Just let me save.
Welcome to my home. No doubt all I can only those agree.
So yeah, there are actually some really dangerous missions here in New York. Some of them are optional, but I still want to do them. But we got a lot of danger room stuff to do. I'm probably going to skip the trivia game, but let's do this qualifying zone, I suppose. Do I have... Yeah, even just one will make this relatively quick.
New X-Men.
I'm pretty sure this is just kill Sugar Man. And we
The
just...
training course has loaded. You may commence.
Oh, we still haven't done this? Okay.
qualifying exam has been completed. Grade, passed.
I
Congratulations.
mean, that felt fairly easy. You know? We got another qualifying exam here. This is Sugar Man, which is going to be really easy. And this is actually where, if we want, we can just start farming EXP in here. But we don't need it. I just want to get the free talent points.
Ah, this will be fun!
You may now begin your course.
Because we literally just ult and just beat this guy to death. Literally nothing he can do. He just gets blown. He will not seem like he's kind of a glass cannon boss, but he's still a boss. You know, like you can't just insta chunk him.
Congratulations.
But he kind of can insta chunk you. So yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. Well, rather, being invincible makes it look easy. Being invincible makes a lot of things look easy. So the mission he wants us to go on
There's not much. A group of
is like properly dangerous. There's a lot of ways to get ledged. And you have to keep this jerk alive, and it can be very difficult, you know. But it's also optional. I'm not saying I'm going to skip it, but it just means that like I don't have to do it like now at the start of the act. But yeah, I'll be coming back to this because this is where it actually like gets properly fun now.